The Oklahoma City Thunder has recently been putting the NBA on notice. They've won the last 7 of 9 games, placing themselves currently at the 9th spot and only a half a game back from the 6th seed. They've had one of the best offenses since the start of the new year, and despite them not having a real rim protector, they're currently the 10th best defensive team in the NBA according to their defensive rating. Obviously, the success will immediately be attributed to their, in my opinion, their best player in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he's having an all-star season. The other player who's having an amazing season that I wanted to highlight is the improved play we're witnessing from Josh Giddey. Giddey had a pretty solid rookie season by most metrics. He wasn't touted as this next upcoming superstar in the league, but he was looked at as a potential second option star that can play alongside Shai. Josh Giddey was not only the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple-double, he also displayed many factors in his game that you wouldn't typically see in a rookie, but he also had detractors in his game that kept a lot of people from completely jumping on board on the Giddey train. So far this year, Giddey has made some significant strides in his game that a lot of people are really not talking about. Let's first look at the box score stats before I really dive into the film, just to see how the box score numbers match with the eye test. Giddey so far this year is averaging 16 points, shooting 48% from the field, 33% from 3, 80% from the free throw line, and has a 53.9 true shooting. If you compare those stats to his rookie year, you can see an obvious improvements in all those areas I just mentioned. If you wanted to shorten the sample size a bit more to see what you're working with, the last 21 games, Giddey's averaging 17.5 points, shooting 51% from the field, 39.4% from 3, 91.4% from the free throw line, with a 57.7 true shooting. Not only has Giddey just been balling, you're now beginning to see something there. His scoring is one of the biggest things that people knock about Giddey, since no matter how good of a passer he is, if he isn't able to score buckets on an efficient level, how valuable will he truly be? He might never become a potent scorer in the league, but him becoming a more efficient scorer and becoming a smarter scorer can go a long way. This year, tweaking and improving in some areas in his scoring is definitely going to change the narrative. It looks like he's really taking initiative to become more of a driver this year, and he's also converting at the rim better than he did last year. Last year, Giddey was attempting 3.9 shots at the rim on 58%. This year, he's attempting 6.1 shots at the rim on 63%. He's finally using his 6'7" frame and using more of his strength on drive so he can get to the cup more. Him adding on more strength in the offseason and becoming a more strength-based creator helps Giddey, because we all know he's very slow-footed. He isn't going to be blowing by guys consistently enough for him to be creating efficient driving opportunities, although him leveraging more of his strength on drives will make him more of an efficient driver. Giddey receives a screen and Tatum switches out to Giddey. Giddey attacks but pass fakes in the corner to have Jaylen Brown rotate more to the corner. And Josh makes this tough finish over Grant Williams and having Tatum on his other side. Off of a Sengun miss, Josh Giddey pushed the ball down the floor. Only Jalen Green is in his way of Giddey finishing at the rim. So he takes one more dribble just outside of the three-point line and puts his shoulder and he attacks Green at his chest to draw the foul and gets the goaltend. Again, this play is in transition, and this really shows Giddey's IQ as he attacks from the slot at Gobert. He takes his last dribble by the elbow, throws some contact at Gobert to get him off balance, but instead of going for the left-hand layup, he goes for the right-hand layup to finish off the possession. Giddey's not going left, avoided a potential block by Gobert with the unorthodox way Giddey decided to finish his layup with. He will sometimes still struggle with this aspect. If he's matched up with a guy who's as sturdy as him, he'll have difficulty trying to score at the rim. Luckily, he's gotten a tighter handle as well, so when he gets a difficult assignment, you're not going to be seeing him bobble the ball a lot when he's stifled or dribbling through traffic. He has very good touch too, especially on his floaters. If there's a scenario where he gets past his matchup, but there's a fearsome shot blocker in the paint, he can avoid the situation entirely and go right into those floaters for the 2 points. And if you're a longtime follower who's watched most of my videos, You would know I like to bring this up a lot when I'm talking about on-ball creators and talk about their gravity. Scoring gravity, if you don't understand the term, is basically how you're able to open up the floor with your threat of scoring. Example is Stephen Curry. When teams are in pick and roll or off-ball screening actions, they're always worried about his threat of scoring, so that always leads to them playing aggressive coverages that opens up the floor for Curry's teammates. Josh Giddey, his rookie season, possessed very little scoring gravity because of his inability to pose a threat on the defense with his scoring, so it inevitably hurted his playmaking and capped it off. Because if he wasn't able to pressure defenses and force them to react in ways that put his team in favorable situation, his passing value will ultimately take a hit. However, him becoming more of a potent finisher helps his passing and playmaking and elevates it to new levels. Now he's warranting more defensive attention. Now you can have stuff like this happen for Giddey, where he runs the pick and roll, Randle's playing at the level, and the third defender and quickly was rotating more to the paint area in case of a Giddey drive. So this collapse leaves a kick out to Lou Dort. He attacks the closeout for the and one bucket. Once again, Giddey receives a screen and he attracts KPJ to the nail to come over and stunt at the drive, which leaves Tre Mann wide open and he knocks down the three-pointer. This possession is pressure that Giddey just would not have gotten last season. Kenrich Williams sets a screen and slips. DeMar plays very high on the ball screen, which leaves Giddey to throw the pass to Kenrich Williams, and he scores the layup right over Alex Caruso. As Giddey's coming downhill fast, Tre Mann sets a ghost screen and Giddey attacks. He gathers his dribble and look how he pulls Gobert from the corner and Kyle Anderson closer to him. These are things that we just never seen Giddey do last season. He looks to Tre Mann as if he was going to throw the pass in that direction to instead throw it into the corner for the triple. Giddey does the in and out dribble and attacks left, and Mike Muscala sets a goal screen and curls to the top. Notice how Nurkic is in a drop, but couldn't rotate quick enough to Muscala since, once again, he was worried about a Giddey drive, and that leads to a Mike Muscala top of the key three. Giddey still hasn't reached a level where I could say he would constantly break down the defense to create quality shots for his teammates, but I will say that he is worlds better than what he was last year. His assist numbers might be down, but I think it actually could just be attributed and goes more into the testament of him taking more of an initiative to becoming a scorer since he's pressuring defenses more. But we all know OKC isn't one of the best three-point shooting teams, even though they've been better as of late. If they can manage to add more shooting and floor spacing to that team, this will only just help Giddey's playmaking because now he'll have clearer driving angles to make those kickout passes and more chances to create shots for his teammates. Now, Giddey's perimeter shooting has improved a tad in his sophomore season. He's shooting 33% from the three and 30% from the mid-range on virtually the same volume last season. Teams are still not as worried about this though, since he's still a very streaky shooter. Although the one major improvement in his shooting has been him at the free throw line, becoming an 80% free throw shooter. Josh Giddey's highest ceiling, I don't expect his jump shooting improvements to make massive leaps from what he is today. He probably can become a more reliable catch and shoot shooter and possibly a decent pull-up shooter from the mid-range and three-point line, but I doubt those improvements will play that much of a factor. I think him continuing to become a better strength-based creator and blending that with great passing and good playmaking is still a very high ceiling in the league. With him developing a more reliable jump shot, of course it would help, but judging him as the player he is right now and projecting if the jump shot developments don't kick in, as we're hoping it does, he can still prove to be a perfect complementary piece next to Shea, and the future for him in OKC is looking very bright. After his rookie season, many people were ready to write off Josh Giddey since they thought even though he's a 6'8" jumbo-sized guard with elite passing vision, the lack of shooting, scoring, and ball handle can hold him back from such a level that he would never develop to be a true high-level NBA player in the league. Well, it looks like Josh Giddey has taken the next steps in his game this year to silence those doubters, and he still has plenty of games left in this season to continue to have people who have doubted him make them take a second and truly wonder why they just didn't give Josh Giddey a chance to show what he's made of. If he keeps up this level of scoring tear he's been on and finds a way to stack another layer to improve, then it truly gets scary for everybody else in the league. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button since it helps my video perform better on the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and post the notification bell to always be notified whenever I upload a video. Also, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think Josh Giddey's ceiling is? And let me know if you think he'll actually reach it. With that all being said, I hope all of you have a blessed day.